Back at the bench with another Goth Master for the MPP, Roman MPP. This one was a reinstall from CFX over to Proffie. I've made a couple little touches on it for myself, but I can't take credit for the majority of the weathering of the chassis and the original assembly of it. I've converted it from the 3D printed crystals to actual quartz. Changed out down here for a higher density pixels in the rings. Added some more pixels to the hood area as well as to the gills. And other than that, yeah, it's the upgrade to the Proffie. So we'll go through it. Assembly into the hilt is just like all the rest. We're going to take the switch, line it up with the control box. You kind of slide it in and then it'll slide forward. One of my 3D printed rings, you'll line up the shallowest part with a part that goes where the kill switch is. And then you'd go ahead and screw on the pommel cap all the way down. I'm not going to thread it down at the moment, but you'll be able to see nice and clicky on the switch itself. So we're going to take those parts and lay them aside and do an overview of the chassis itself. As always, 18650. Okay, pop this open. That one's a keep power. Brass single button switch. As mentioned, if it'll focus. Quartz crystals. Single pixel in the speaker. We'll turn it on. There's the pixel ring. It does have OLED. You'll see these are the pixels in the gills I was talking about. The ones under the hood. Board access. Kind of peel up the hood piece. I did add the mesh in the centerpiece of this. Just provides a little extra light diffusion, a little more of a personal touch from me on it. This was replaced with brass mesh also. And again, that's just to give the look that the end owner was looking for. We'll put this one back on. We do have swing on, twist off. You'll see me use probably that between that and the button as we go through the demo here, just to show interchangeability. This is the first font. All but the last one are Vader, from obviously different movies. And the last one itself, you will see as kind of a surprise, is the Anakin one, which is part of the Tusken Slayer. The end user provided all the fonts for this, and they are all, if I remember right, Wansith. Very great fonts. They sound great on this hilt. When put in the actual Roman hilt itself, they do get a little quieter, but that's mainly because the pommel has very, very little in the way of sound venting. All right, we'll swing it on. You can see the crystal, the top crystal flares white, tunes back into its normal red. The hood starts flashing fairly heavily here. And you have a matching blade color. Some of the Vaders are solid red, others are orange red. And you'll see this slows down. This one's a little bit different. Still a Vader font, obviously, so you've got red or red-orange in the crystals. Speaker has a different blink pattern to it.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
That one has a pre-on, and I believe this font is also the one that has a couple of post-offs that it swaps between as well. The pixels under the hood, I position them sideways so they shoot in, which also gives you some extra lighting here, as well as it floats up through and around the battery, which is a quite nice effect when you're looking at it. Blaster blocks. Lightning.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
A few different animations on this one. I went with a yellow with a touch of green in it. And the gills are floating back and forth. A little hard to see them. With everything being so bright around it, that might be a little bit better.
Lord Vader.
This is the last of the Vader fonts. This one, if I remember right, the top crystal will reflect some of the same sequences in the on state into the gills. And for right now, the hood is dark. Must be a different font I'm thinking of where the crystal and this match up. Press and hold to shut down. And then it does a cool down effect here. Goes from white down through reds, orange, and then eventually fades out. And here's the Tusken Slayer. Have a little bit of a kind of a Luke green arrow throwback here. Different color on the actual blow chamber area. Blue crystals, blue gills. It's a little hard to see that one on camera. It shines on the hand a little bit better. And then it scrolls out like the blade does up under the hood. And you can see the blade color on my hand matches the crystals. All of the FET263 controls are used on this, so you do get full edit menus. They can be all found in terms of controls on his can't remember, not his Patreon site, but his regular OS library site for Proffie. And I will also email a copy that I've done off in like a PDF type document, make it a little easier to find sometimes. Also, in case version of OS changes, that one document will stand for what is, I'm going to call the default load, or the as delivered load and configuration for the OS, and all of the Proffie pixel configs and animations. But that is about it. Assembly, I showed in the beginning, very, very simple, easy. I will add, you don't need to use this screw here for chassis retention anymore. Just make sure you're using this ring, and it will hold the chassis nice and tight up against the blade holder in this section. Other than that, hope you enjoy it.